Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
Each player will choose a character to be, and they will have their promoted card. This card right here will go in their deck. This will be set aside as you can be promoted to it afterwards. Then there will be a hanger, which all players can use. You just kind of put your starter Jeep in there, and everybody can utilize this on their turn. Each player will have 6 Joes, which are GIs, just generic GI Joes they'll put in there. They're going to have a second effort, a calm, and a diffuse. With their starter card, we'll make 10 cards. You'll take all of these cards, you'll shuffle them up, and you'll draw 5 from the deck to be your starting hand. Now, they recommend, on this game, because it's fully cooperative, you can put all of your cards face up, but that will be your starting hand. Whatever's left over is your deck. Now, this game is fairly easy. A quick overview is when you play a turn, you're going to spin these cards. These cards will go in your discard pile. If you purchase a new card, it will go on top of your deck, not in your discard pile. Then you'll draw 5 cards, and that will be your new hand for the next turn. So that's a quick overview. We're going to jump into more details now. During game setup, you're going to have a number of missions. You're going to look on the back here. You'll see mission 1 or perhaps mission 2. You would choose one of those missions, and you would just use the cards just for that mission, putting the rest back in the box. Then you're going to choose 3 missions from mission 1, which are Act 1, which you'll see on the bottom here. And you'll shuffle those up. You'll take 3 from number 2 and 3 from number 3. After each mission, you're going to take one of these yellow borders, and that'll be the finale. So let me go over that. So what you're going to have here is 3 random Act 1 missions. Then you're going to put the finale on top. Then you're going to take 3 mission 2s, just like that, and you will put the mission 2 finale with the yellow bar on top. Then you'll take the 3 mission 3s, and then you'll put the finale on top. Whatever cards are left over, go back in the box. Then you will flip this deck over, showcasing the first mission on top, which you will always be able to see and to have access to. What this is going to tell you right here is a little bit of story at top. It'll tell you how many complication cards come out. So you're going to have these complication cards, which we'll talk about in a moment. It'll tell you a little power. At the end of each player's turn, they gain a Cobra Trooper. This is how many successes you have to have. What happens if you success? What happens if you fail the missions? You only get 1 shot at it. And then which ones are going to have benefits here, which I'll get into in a few minutes. And that, when you get all the way through this mission deck, if you go to the final one and you win the game. It's the only way to win is to get through this mission deck and win the final mission. You can lose every other mission in the game as long as you win the final one. At the same time, you're going to have a tracker here. And after each round, that means everybody's gone once, this tracker will move up. This will be signified by the +1 here. And every time the round goes, it will move up. When it reaches into the yellow, you'll see here, it gives you another signal. That means a Cobra will come out. And then if you get all the way up here, you can see a CB, a Cobra Battalion will come out. Plus will move up. Plus you will get this. If it ever gets all the way to the top, then you have lost the game. Now, there's 2 more ways to lose the game. You're going to have a row, it's called a lineup of cards you can purchase from. And you're going to have this gigantic deck that will be utilized. If this deck ever runs out and you're unable to refill this lineup, you will lose the game. In addition, there will be factors that put Cobra Battalions out on these cards. If this row ever is full of Cobra Battalions and you have to add 1 more, you will also lose the game. So 3 ways to lose the game. This deck runs out, Cobra Battalions fill up the lineup, or you get to the top of the Cobra track. The only way to win the game is to go through all the missions and win the final mission. You can lose everything, but you have to win the final mission. Generally speaking, the first thing you do on a turn is you can do combat. You cannot purchase before you do combat. You must do combat first. And what you'll do is you'll choose a card from the hanger. Now, there could be multiple different vehicles here, but you can only choose 1. So let's say this vehicle is here also. I could choose either the starter transport or the tomahawk. Each one will give you a different number. This one says 4, this one says 5. That's how many Joes can go, combined from all of the players. So if I were to send a Joe, say I was going to pick the tomahawk, and I was going to send this Joe, another player may take another Joe there, and that will include them. And another player may take another Joe. We can take up to a total of 5. Now, as you see here, these are going to have different benefits. So this one has a playing signal. This one does not. This one is just a generic one that comes with the game. So all it gives me +2 to explosives and +3 tracker if the mission requires a plane. So if you look at this mission, it requires a tank. When I say require, it just means you get a bonus for it, but any transport could go. For example, I could take this Tomahawk and go to this mission, even though they don't match. Anything can go, but if this had a plane on it, I would get a bonus. So let me give you one example of this. This has a plane. This also has a plane, which means they match. So now I'm going to get this bonus of +3 tracker. If you look down here on the cards, each one's going to give you a bonus. It's explosives or vehicles, martial arts or marksman, explosives or tracker, etc., etc. Some of the cards, like this mission card, may say stealth and tracker, so you don't have to pick one. You could pick either one. All of the missions work exactly the same. Let's say I'm going to this fight right here. I need 3 successes, and I can use stealth or recon. So this guy has recon, so that was a good choice of me. He's going to get 3 dice. This guy's going to get 2 dice on a vehicle, but this card does not give a bonus for vehicles, so he's going to get 1 die. No matter what Joe you send, you always get 1 die for a wild. This guy gets 2 dice for a recon. Recon is one of the ones that are listed here. So then I would take my dice. I would get +2 to explosives, but we don't need explosives this one. So I would roll all of these dice, or we can each roll them individually, and you count up how many hits you got. These circles are all misses, and these are double hits. So I got 4 hits, which is 3 or higher, so we were able to defeat this card. This card would come out and be defeated, and these Joes would get all in their respective discard piles, and the person's turn would put the vehicle in their discard pile. This does not return to the hanger until it gets drawn from their draw pile after being in their discard pile. All of the missions are going to work the same way. It doesn't matter if you're using one of these missions. The only difference here is these are going to have these numbers here, which means complication cards are going to come out. You're going to have this complication deck that you will set up at the beginning of the game, and there's different ones for Act 1, 2, or 3. In this case, it says 2 of these will come out. So before we roll the dice, we would take care of these complications. So this one will re-roll 1 hit. And this one's a precision strike, which means it would just go and attach to somebody, and it's something they have to take care of later. It's another side mission that only they can take care of. So that's how complications are going to work. After we go to combat, we can spend all the Joes that we've played this turn. Yes, even the ones that went on missions. And you would count up the number of stars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It means I have 7 stars to buy as many of these cards as I want. So I could buy this one, it would cost me 3. I could buy this one, it would cost me 7. Whenever you buy a card, it goes on top of your draw deck to ensure you will draw it next time. And these will all have upgrades. The only ones that act a little bit different are the vehicles, which will immediately go into the hangar, and they're ready to be sent out onto a mission on the next player's turn. So those work a little bit different. And that's kind of how you play a turn. You will go on combat, then you can buy cards, discard all your cards, and draw a new set of 5 from your deck, which will include any cards that you purchase because they go on top of your deck. At the end of the round, after everybody's had a turn, this will usually move up or something else may happen, and what you're trying to do is accomplish the missions as you go through the game. Seems a little complicated, but it's not too hard once you get the hang of it. And that's how you play G.I. Joe, the deck building game.